Have you ever wondered if there are things you do as you get older that others notice, but never mention? The truth is, certain habits and small behaviors can quietly make us appear less aware, less approachable, or even older than we truly are. The tricky part? Most people are too polite to say anything, so you might never realize it's happening. But here's the good news. Once you recognize these behaviors, you can easily correct them and carry yourself with confidence, grace, and self-awareness. In this video, we're uncovering 6 things people often notice in older adults, but rarely mention out loud. These subtle habits can influence how others see you, how they interact with you, and even how you feel about yourself. The best part? Every one of them is completely fixable. With just a few small adjustments, you can maintain a strong presence, stay socially engaged, and feel more vibrant at any age. Stay with me until the end, because once you learn to spot these signs, you'll never look at aging the same way again. Not only will you gain insight into how others perceive you, but you'll also discover simple ways to remain sharp, stylish, and respected as you age. Number 1. Neglecting personal grooming. One of the first things people notice, but rarely mention, is when someone stops paying attention to their personal grooming. As we get older, it's easy to overlook the small details like trimming nails, keeping hair neat, or making sure clothes are clean and well kept. But these little things add up and can make someone appear older, more tired, or less approachable than they truly are. Take Walter, an 82-year-old who was once known for always looking sharp. Over time, he stopped trimming his eyebrows, let his hair grow unevenly, and began wearing the same old shirt day after day. His family noticed, his neighbors noticed, but no one said a word. It wasn't until he caught his reflection one morning and realized how different he looked that he decided to make a change. He got a fresh haircut, shaved, and updated his wardrobe, and almost instantly he felt better. He stood taller, smiled more, and noticed people responding to him in a more positive way. The reality is, when you take care of your appearance, you're not just improving how you look, you're showing respect for yourself and the people around you. It's one of the simplest but most powerful ways to maintain confidence and vitality at any age. Grooming isn't just about looking good. It's about how others perceive your confidence, energy, and overall presence. Studies show that when people feel well-groomed, they naturally carry themselves differently. They stand taller, smile more, and project a sense of vitality that draws others in. On the other hand, things like unkempt hair, overgrown nails, or neglecting skincare can subtly send the message that you've stopped caring, even when that's far from true. These small details can unintentionally make someone appear older or less engaged than they really are. So, what can you do to turn that around? The answer is simpler than you might think. Regular haircuts, trimmed nails, and clean, well-fitted clothes can instantly refresh your appearance. If skincare hasn't been your priority, even using a basic moisturizer and lip balm can do wonders for preventing dryness and keeping your skin healthy and vibrant. And for men, keeping facial hair neatly trimmed gives an instant impression of polish and self-respect. You don't need to spend hours in front of the mirror. Just a few consistent habits can make a world of difference. When you feel good about how you present yourself, others notice it too. It's not vanity, it's self-care, and it shows. Number 2. Speaking too loudly or interrupting conversations. One of the most common, yet least discussed habits that often appears with age is a change in communication style. Many older adults begin speaking louder than they realize, or unintentionally interrupt conversations without meaning to. This usually happens due to gradual hearing loss, which makes it harder to gauge how loudly you're speaking. The tricky part? Most people won't tell you. They simply tolerate it while quietly noticing. Take George, for example, a 77-year-old who loved socializing with his friends and family. Over time, he started speaking louder and louder, occasionally cutting people off mid-sentence without realizing it. His family noticed, his friends noticed, but no one wanted to embarrass him. One evening at a dinner gathering, George suddenly saw people leaning back slightly whenever he spoke. That's when it hit him. His voice had become much louder than he thought. After getting his hearing checked and making a conscious effort to control his volume, something changed. Conversations flowed more naturally. People seemed more relaxed and open around him. The truth is, communication isn't just about words. It's about connection. When we adjust how we speak, we make space for others to be heard, and that simple shift can strengthen relationships in ways we might never expect. Hearing loss often creeps in so slowly that most people don't even realize it's affecting the way they speak. Yet, when someone begins talking over others, interrupting too frequently, or raising their voice too much, it can unintentionally come across as overpowering or dismissive. Conversations should feel like a gentle exchange, not a struggle for airtime. And while these habits usually stem from physical changes, they can still influence how others connect with you. So, what can you do to stay aware? Start by paying attention to how people respond when you speak. If you notice them leaning back, lowering their own voices, or struggling to jump into the conversation, it might be a sign that your volume needs adjusting. If you suspect hearing loss, getting a simple hearing test can make a world of difference. It helps you regain control over your tone and confidence in your communication. Another powerful shift comes from practicing active listening. Try pausing before responding, allowing others to finish their thoughts fully. This small act not only makes conversations feel smoother, but also shows genuine interest and respect. Speaking at a natural, calm volume creates space for real back-and-forth dialogue, making social interactions more enjoyable and meaningful for everyone involved. And here's the beautiful part. When you communicate with awareness, patience, and confidence, people feel it. They become more open, more engaged, and more eager to connect with you. Number 3. Wearing outdated or ill-fitting clothes. One of the easiest habits to overlook as we age is how we dress. Many older adults keep wearing the same outfits for years, sometimes even decades, because they're comfortable, familiar, or because fashion simply doesn't feel like a priority anymore. But clothing sends a message, whether we realize it or not. Faded fabrics, stretched-out shirts, or outdated styles can unintentionally make a person appear older, less energetic, or less polished, even when they feel wonderful inside. Take Harold, an 80-year-old who had always been proud of his sense of style. Over time, though, he stopped paying attention to what he wore, relying on old baggy clothes that had lost their shape. His family noticed, his friends noticed, but no one wanted to say anything. Then, one day, Harold decided to put on a crisp, well-fitted outfit, and everything changed. When Harold put on a crisp button-down shirt and a newer pair of pants, something shifted almost instantly. People began complimenting him. He felt sharper, more energized, and even stood a little taller. He didn't have to completely reinvent his wardrobe. Just a few small updates made a big difference. The truth is, clothing deeply influences how others perceive you. Studies show that people associate well-fitted, clean clothing with confidence, alertness, and vitality, while baggy or worn-out clothes can unintentionally send the message of carelessness or disengagement. This doesn't mean you have to chase every new fashion trend or dress like someone half your age. What truly matters is creating a look that feels intentional, clean, structured, and true to who you are. So where can you start? Begin small. A few well-chosen pieces, like a neatly pressed shirt, properly fitted pants, or a simple, stylish jacket, can completely refresh your look. Choose colors that complement your skin tone and fabrics that feel comfortable but still hold their shape. Even updating your shoes, belt, or watch can have a subtle yet powerful impact. If you're unsure where to begin, ask a trusted friend or a helpful salesperson for guidance. They can offer honest opinions and help you find clothes that feel right for you. The key isn't to copy someone else's style, it's to wear clothes that fit well, look fresh, and make you feel confident. Because when you feel good in what you wear, people notice. You project energy, pride, and self-assurance that others naturally respond to. Number 4. Complaining or criticizing too much. One of the quickest ways to unintentionally push people away is by constantly complaining or criticizing. It can start subtly, small remarks about how things used to be better, how modern technology feels frustrating, or how younger generations seem to do things differently. Over time, though, these comments can begin to dominate conversations and drain the positive energy from them. Even when they're not meant to sound negative, constant complaints can make others feel uncomfortable or emotionally exhausted. Take Roger, for example, a 75-year-old who loved sharing his opinions. At first, his remarks were light-hearted observations about the past, about how people once worked harder or how life used to move at a slower, better pace. But gradually, his family and friends began engaging less in conversations with him. They still cared about him deeply, but they found themselves avoiding long talks because they left feeling emotionally drained. Over time, Roger's family began to notice a pattern. Every conversation seemed to end the same way, with a list of complaints. One day, his grandson finally said, "Grandpa, do you even like anything these days?" That simple question hit him hard. It made Roger stop and realize how much time he had spent focusing on what was wrong instead of what was good. The truth is, negative energy spreads quickly. When we constantly express frustration, even in small ways, it changes the emotional tone of a room. It makes interactions feel heavy, and people naturally start to distance themselves, seeking the comfort of more positive company. This doesn't mean you need to pretend everything is perfect or hold back your true feelings. It simply means finding balance, mixing your frustrations with something hopeful, thoughtful, or even humorous to keep conversations uplifting. So what can you do? Start by practicing awareness. Notice how often you bring up complaints or criticism in your daily interactions. If it happens more often than you'd like, challenge yourself to reframe your thoughts. Instead of saying, "Everything was better back in my day," try, "Things were different in my day, but I'm curious about how this new way works." Shifting your mindset from judgment to curiosity changes everything. Another helpful approach is to look for something positive or lighthearted in each situation. Maybe it's a funny moment, a new experience, or simply something that made you smile. People naturally enjoy being around those who make them feel good, inspired, or engaged. The goal isn't to suppress your thoughts. It's to find a balance between expressing your concerns and sharing appreciation. When you do, you'll notice something powerful. People won't just enjoy talking to you more, they'll seek you out. Your presence will feel refreshing, encouraging, and full of life. Number 5. Ignoring posture and body language. One of the most subtle yet revealing signs of aging is how you carry yourself. Over time, habits like slouching, shuffling while walking, or keeping your arms crossed can quietly become part of your daily behavior. The challenge is that people don't only listen to your words, they interpret your body language. Posture communicates confidence, openness, and energy. A slumped stance, slow movements, or avoiding eye contact can unintentionally make someone seem tired, withdrawn, or even less approachable than they really are. Even when that's not how they truly feel inside, the way someone carries themselves can completely change how others see them. Take Eleanor, an 83-year-old who had always been active and independent. Over time, she began noticing something odd. People offered her extra help even when she didn't need it. Strangers would rush to open doors, and her family started treating her as if she were fragile. She couldn't understand why until one day, she saw a photo of herself standing with rounded shoulders, arms crossed, and a slightly hunched back. That image revealed what she hadn't realized. Her body language was sending a message of weakness she didn't intend to project. Once she became aware of it, she decided to make a change. She started focusing on standing taller, walking with purpose, and maintaining gentle but steady eye contact. Within weeks, she noticed something remarkable. People began treating her differently. They spoke to her with respect, made more direct eye contact, and interacted with her as an equal rather than someone who needed assistance. It was a small but powerful transformation. Posture plays a major role in how others perceive you. Research consistently shows that people who maintain good posture and open body language appear not only more confident, but also more energetic and even younger. Slouching or shuffling while walking can make you seem tired or disengaged, while standing tall signals strength, vitality, and presence. Even small gestures, like keeping your hands visible instead of crossing your arms, can make you seem more open, friendly, and engaged in conversation. So what can you do? Start small. Be mindful of your posture, whether you're sitting, standing, or walking. A simple mental trick is to imagine a string pulling gently upward from the top of your head. This naturally straightens your spine without tension. When walking, lift your feet fully instead of shuffling. And when talking to others, face them directly, maintain comfortable eye contact, and use small hand movements to make the conversation feel lively and natural. The way you carry yourself speaks volumes. It can determine whether people see you as lively and confident or distant and disengaged. By making small, consistent adjustments, you can instantly project strength, presence, and warmth without saying a single word. Number 6. Bad breath or body odor. One of the most uncomfortable but noticeable issues people rarely talk about is unpleasant breath or body odor. As we age, our sense of smell naturally weakens, which means we might not detect changes in our own scent. Certain medications, dietary shifts, and health conditions can also contribute to this issue, often without our awareness. Sometimes small daily habits can send silent signals that others pick up on, but never mention aloud. For example, choices in diet, certain medications, and even mild dehydration can contribute to unpleasant breath or body odor. Yet, most people will never tell you directly. Instead, they might subtly take a step back, shorten conversations, or find polite excuses to leave. Take Frank, for instance, a 78-year-old who had always been the life of every gathering. He loved chatting with his old friends, laughing over stories from the past, and keeping everyone entertained. But lately, something had changed. His neighbors who used to linger during their chats now seemed to keep their distance. Conversations that once flowed easily became shorter, and people seemed a bit more reserved. Frank couldn't quite figure out why, until one day, his daughter gently mentioned that he might want to try a new mouthwash and drink more water. That small comment opened his eyes. Within a week of staying better hydrated, chewing sugar-free gum, and switching to a deodorant that worked better for him, he noticed a huge difference. People leaned in again when talking to him. Interactions felt natural and warm, and his confidence returned. It was a powerful reminder that even small hygiene updates can have a big impact on how we connect with others. The truth is, dry mouth is one of the most common causes of bad breath, and it becomes more frequent with age. When the mouth doesn't produce enough saliva, bacteria multiply faster, leading to persistent odors. Similarly, as metabolism and digestion change over time, body odor can shift too. Even something as simple as wearing the same clothes or hats multiple times before washing them can create subtle odors we may not notice, but others do. So, what can you do? Start by staying hydrated throughout the day. Drinking enough water keeps your mouth moist and helps prevent bacterial buildup. Chewing sugar-free gum or using mints stimulates saliva flow, while alcohol-free mouthwash keeps your breath fresh without drying your mouth. For body odor, opt for breathable fabrics. Shower regularly and rotate between different deodorants to find what works best. Don't forget to wash clothing, bedsheets, hats, and scarves often. These items can trap lingering scents without you realizing it. Ultimately, good hygiene is about more than just feeling clean. It's about how others experience your presence. A few mindful habits can make the difference between people leaning in closer with warmth or taking a quiet step back. Final thoughts. Now that we've explored these 6 often unnoticed but powerful habits, take a moment to reflect. The way we present ourselves, through grooming, body language, and everyday choices, deeply shapes how others perceive us, often more than we realize. The good news? Every one of these habits is completely fixable. Small, consistent adjustments can help you project confidence, vitality, and warmth at any age. So, take charge of your image, nurture your well-being, and keep showing the world the best version of yourself. Wishing you good health, happiness, and peace. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel to continue learning more ways to stay confident, vibrant, and strong. Adjusting the way we communicate, refreshing our wardrobe, staying mindful of our tone and energy, improving posture, and maintaining good hygiene. These small yet powerful actions can completely transform how we feel about ourselves and how others perceive us. It's amazing how such subtle shifts can restore confidence, attract warmth from others, and help us feel more alive and present in every interaction. Maybe you recognized one or two of these habits in yourself while watching this video. That's completely normal. It happens to all of us. The goal isn't to feel embarrassed or discouraged. It's to feel empowered. Awareness is the first step toward improvement. The very fact that you're here watching this video means you care about your well-being, your relationships, and the impression you leave on the world. And that, in itself, is something to be proud of. Aging doesn't mean losing your presence, charm, or influence. It means refining them. With just a little mindfulness and effort, you can continue to command respect, maintain meaningful connections, and feel your absolute best every single day. Remember, growing older gracefully isn't about resisting change. It's about embracing it with wisdom, dignity, and self-awareness. Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. We'd love to hear from you. Share in the comments one thing that resonated with you the most and how you plan to apply it in your daily life. Your thoughts inspire us and motivate us to keep creating content that informs, uplifts, and encourages positive change. If you found this video valuable, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. It truly helps us continue producing meaningful content for you. Wishing you good health, happiness, and peace always. And remember to subscribe to my channel for more inspiring insights and helpful tips to live your best life every day.